Imagine a northern forest, cold, silent, ancient. Snow muffles every sound and the wind whispers through towering ice-laden pines. This is the Viking world, harsh, powerful, and enduring. Here, a remarkable story began, not of steel but of wood. The Vikings, famed for their longships, were also master builders on land. They raised homes and halls from the very trees that surrounded them. You might think wood is fragile, prone to rot, fire, and insects. Yet some Viking wooden structures have survived for centuries. How did these buildings endure when even stone castles have crumbled? In Scandinavia, wooden churches with dragon-headed gables still stand tall. These are not just relics, they are living history. The secret lies in the Vikings' deep understanding of the forest. They saw the woods not just as resources, but as partners. Their knowledge of timber, its seasons, grain, and spirit, was profound. The answers weren't in modern technology, but in patience and respect for nature. Vikings didn't just cut trees, they chose, prepared, and shaped them with wisdom, passed down through generations. This knowledge turned simple wood into a material that could defy time. The story of Viking woodwork begins deep in these whispering forests. When we think of ancient monuments, we picture stone, pyramids, temples, castles. Stone feels eternal, wood fleeting. Yet Viking wooden structures have outlasted empires. The Ørns Stave Church in Norway, for example, has stood since the 12th century. Its carvings remain sharp, its timbers strong. This endurance is no accident. The Vikings were expert engineers with a deep understanding of their environment. They knew not all wood is equal and that timing and technique matter. Their approach began long before the first axe was swung. They built for generations, not just for a season. We expect decay, but find resilience. The Vikings turned a perishable resource into a lasting legacy. The secret? Choosing the right tree, harvesting at the right time, and treating the timber with care. It's a story of human ingenuity in harmony with nature. Their methods force us to rethink what's possible with simple materials. With knowledge and respect, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Viking woodwork is a riddle, one solved by wisdom, not luck. Viking craftsmanship began with a careful choice. They sought out pines on exposed hillsides, trees shaped by struggle, slow-growing and dense. This wood was naturally resistant to rot and insects. Timing was crucial. Trees were felled in the dead of winter, when sap was low and wood driest. Less sap meant less food for decay. After felling, logs were left with branches attached, allowing moisture to escape gently. This slow seasoning prevented cracking and warping. Patience was essential. The process was guided by generations of observation. The Vikings understood the life cycle of a tree and how environment shaped its character. Their methods were empirical science, not superstition. They worked with the forest, not against it. By selecting and harvesting wisely, they maximized the wood's natural strengths. This was the foundation for building structures that would last centuries. The wisdom of the winter tree was the Vikings' first secret. Even the best wood needed protection. The Vikings charred the ends of posts, creating a carbon layer that resisted rot, moisture, and insects. This simple technique formed a natural barrier at the foundation. They also coated timbers with pine tar, a waterproof, antiseptic resin. The scent of pine tar was the signature of every Viking settlement. These treatments, combined, formed a powerful defense against time and decay. The Vikings fought a war against the elements, and won. Viking genius extended to how they shaped wood. Instead of sawing, they split logs along the grain, preserving the wood's natural strength. Riven planks with unbroken fibers were stronger, more flexible, and water-resistant. Craftsmen read the log, working with the grain, not against it. Heartwood, the dense, rot-resistant core, was used for key structures. This method, though slow, produced timber engineered for longevity. The result, ships and buildings that have survived for centuries. The Vikings built not for the moment, but for eternity. Viking structures are more than relics. They're libraries of knowledge. They teach us the value of building for generations, not just for now. The Vikings invested time, patience, and deep understanding into their work. Their legacy challenges us to rethink our approach to materials and craftsmanship. For anyone interested in bushcraft or survival, these lessons are practical and timeless. Learn to read the forest, harvest wisely, and work with nature. Techniques like charring, using natural resins, and splitting wood remain relevant today. This is inherited knowledge tested by time. The Viking story is about respect for material, process, and the future. In a disposable age, their wisdom is more vital than ever.